Hello, my beautiful darlings. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andres, and if you're hooked on books and stitches, you've come to the right place. Today's video is going to be my September TBR, so we are all in with the fall vibes already. If you could tell from my shirt, I'm having a little Aperol spritz as we're speaking, and I'm ready to get into the spooky season, and this is my favorite time of year. I'm so excited to finally read the spooky fall vibes type of books that I've been craving since like June of this year. So let's get right into this. So as per usual, we are going to be spinning the wheel. I put in 30 whole new prompts once again, all fall vibes, spooky vibes, magical, witchy, and I even tried to do the little color scheme of the wheel with fall colors. So if you're new here to my channel and you don't know how my TBR videos work, basically I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel and I'm going to choose 8 prompts. And from those prompts, I have to choose a book that matches a prompt. So let's go ahead and get into it and choose prompt number 1. Let's see. So the first prompt is a book that takes place during the fall. So I do have my whole physical TBR right here, right behind me, and I also have my Kindle with a couple books that I did download yesterday, and as well as a bunch of other books that I've had here sitting that I have not read. Let's look at physical. Okay, so after searching my physical TBR as well as my Kindle, I'm not gonna lie, this was actually a pretty difficult prompt for some reason, but I ended up choosing The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, just because every other book that I have doesn't really have like the setting explicitly stated in the synopsis. And when I looked up things online, that was one of the first ones that did show up. So I was like, you know what? I have been wanting to read this one, so let me go and add it in. So for the first prompt of a book that takes place during the fall, I chose The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Alright, so let's go ahead and hide that slice and spin for prompt number 2. A book that mentions food or drink on the title. With that one, I do have one on my Kindle, but let me see up here if I have anything. Food or drink on the title. Let's see. Okay, so on the physical, we got nothing. Okay, so on my Kindle, the only one that I have that has food or drink is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. So prompt number 2 of a book that mentions food or drink on the title, I'm going to choose The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and hide that slice and pick prompt number 3. A free pick. So what free pick means is I get to choose any book on my Kindle or my physical TBR that I want to read, and it's free range. There's nothing to pick, so I get to choose. So let's see. I don't know what I want. I have 3 picks here. I have Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman, Mayfly by CJ Lead, or The Dead Take the A Train by Cassandra Khaw and Richard Cadre. Now, which one of these 3 do I want to pick? I've had the Dead Take the A Train on my TBR for a while, but I've been dying to read Mayfly as well as Incidents Around the House. Okay, for prompt number 3 of free pick, I'm going to choose Incidents Around the House by Josh Mallerman. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and hide that slice and spin for prompt number 4. A book with a dark sky, moon, or stars on the cover. Okay, so let's look at the physical, because I know that I have at least one, which is The Song That Moves the Sun by Anna Bright. This one would be a good choice for sure, because it has a lot of stars, and definitely has a moon right there. This one has kind of dark skies. Snow Falling on Cedars by David Gutterson. That's another choice. Then we also have Nights in Rodanthe by Nicholas Sparks. That definitely has a dark sky and it has a moon. And then I also have Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig on my Kindle. Out of all of these, I'm really interested in Two Twisted Crowns just because I do want to finish that duology already. But I do have a prompt in the wheel that I could potentially choose out from. Okay, so let's do something. Since I'm not sure which one of these two I want to pick, let's read the first sentence on each one. And based on the first sentence, I'm going to choose which one I'm going to pick. So I'm going to start with Nights in Rodanthe by Nicholas Sparks, and the first sentence says, 3 years earlier, on a warm November morning in 1999, Adrian Willis had returned to the inn and at first glance had thought it unchanged, as if the small inn were impervious to sun and sand and salted mist. Okay. Snow Falling on Cedars by David Gutterson. The first sentence here says, the accused man, Kabuo Miyamoto, sat proudly upright with a rigid grace, his palms placed softly on the defendant's table, the posture of a man who has detached himself insofar as this is possible at his own trial. Okay, so since Nights in Rodanthe by Nicholas Sparks is the one that's been on my TBR for the longest, I'm going to go ahead and choose for the prompt of a book with a dark sky, moon, or stars, Nights in Rodanthe by Nicholas Sparks. And I'm covering the dark sky and the moon requirement, so... Alright, so we are halfway through. Let's hide that slice and pick prompt number 5. Scroll on Instagram and read the first book you see. Alright, so for this one, I'm definitely gonna have to go here on my iPad and scroll from there since I'm recording on my phone. I didn't think about this in advance, did I? Alright guys, so I was able to get on Instagram on my iPad. It looks so tiny, so I'm not even sure if you guys are able to see it, so I'm so sorry. But we're going to go ahead and scroll together. And the first book that we see is going to be the one that I choose for that prompt. So let's see. First post is Amazon Prime's Loose Ends, my favorite crocheter on Instagram currently. Alright, so let's see. There's a couple books here on this post by Cicely Reads a Lot. I see Iron Flame, which I already read. I see Onyx Storm, which I could potentially read because that's the only one I'm missing from there. I believe I see there Callie Hart. Then I also see Shields and Sparrows by W. Perry. And then The Night and the Moth of Rachel Gillig. Oh, I see Shatter Me series on here too. Let's see if she highlighted any specific one here. Okay, she didn't. So from this post, I could either choose Onyx Storm, Shield of Sparrows by W. Perry, or continue on with the Shatter Me series, but I'm not really feeling any of those, so let's keep scrolling. A Duncan post. Alright, let's see. A post by Tara's Book World. There's a couple books in here, but it's not specifically highlighting one. So I think we're going to keep going. Let's keep scrolling. Okay. This book definitely is spotlighting Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This post is by Cammys.little.library. She is definitely one of my favorite creator bookstagrammers on Instagram currently. So... you know what? Out of every other post that I've seen, I'm not gonna lie, I like this one the most. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage for the prompt of scrolling on Instagram. Choosing the first book that you see. Technically, it wasn't the first book, but you know what? This is my channel. This is my TBR. I'm gonna do it the way that I like to do it. Alright, so that was prompt number 5. Let's go ahead and pick prompt number 6. A book that's been on your mind lately. Alright, so let's see. I have had a couple books in mind lately. Okay, so there's this one book that it was supposed to be a book club book, but it didn't end up getting chosen. And then I got this book recommended by 2 other people on Instagram too. So it's kind of like It's been in my head for a while, but I haven't got into it just because I've had so many other books I've been reading in the interim. But since this book really does live in my head rent-free for some reason, and I really want to read it, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose it. And that book is Nocticadia by Carrie Yates. So to fulfill prompt number 6, a book that's been on my mind lately, I'm gonna choose Nocticadia by Carrie Yates. Alright, so let's go ahead and spin for prompt number 7 already. A book with fall colors on the cover. So that is kind of like orange, yellow, brown, around that color scheme. So let's see if I have anything up here. The Dead Romantics by Shirley Posting definitely does have that fallish, orangey color in a sense, so that could be one book. And then the other only book that I could see on my Kindle TBR that kind of has those colors would be The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. To fulfill the prompt of a book with fall colors on the cover, I'm gonna go ahead and choose The Song of Achilles. Sorry, no. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Alright, let's go ahead and choose our last prompt. Oh my god, this is so fun. So it's Ask Scout for a book recommendation. So if you don't know who Scout is like the little book recommender on Fable, the app. So we have to go on the actual app and ask it a question to see what book it recommends. Well, it seems that I am infamous for not realizing that my mic dies and just keep going with the video. For the last prompt of asking Scout on Fable for a book recommendation, I ended up choosing Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. I went ahead and I screen recorded it just because since I am recording on my phone, that's why I wasn't able to actually do it with you guys on camera. But I did screen record it so you guys could see that all the options that it gave me and finally which one I ended up choosing. Let's go ahead and do a quick rapid fire recap on all the books that I chose for my September TBR. The first prompt was a book that takes place during the fall time or autumn time, and for that one I chose The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The second prompt was a book that mentions food or place within the title, and for that one I chose The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. The third prompt was a free pick. I was able to choose any book that I wanted, and I decided on Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. The fourth prompt was a book that has a dark sky or a moon or star within the actual cover, and for that one I chose Nice and Rodampi by Nicholas Sparks. The fifth prompt was to scroll on Instagram, and the first book that you see on a post is the one that you choose to read, and for that one I chose Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. The sixth prompt is a book that's been on my mind lately, and for that one I chose Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. The seventh prompt was a book with fall colors on the cover, and for that one I chose A Song of Achilles. I keep saying a song, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. And the last prompt was Ask Scout for a book recommendation. Out of all the recommendations it gave me, I chose Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. And that is my September TBR. I'm super excited to get into the whole cozy fall spooky vibes finally. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is my favorite time of year, so I'm so looking forward to it. But yeah, darlings, I really hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. And also make sure to hit the notification bell just so you're notified every single time I post a new video. I also have social media. I have Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, Storygraph, Fable, you name it, I got it. But with that, my beautiful darlings, let's get hooked.